Pokemon EX are way better than Pokemon V, and I'm going to explain why. Welcome to Jank Play TCG. My name's Landon, and here we play Jank. And so, Paldea Evolved is rapidly approaching. I am putting together a plan to do some videos about Paldea Evolved. It is the next set to follow up the Scarlet and Violet. Next set is Paldea Evolved. New cards, new strategies, new everything. I'm super excited. And, one card that's been shown off is, nope, this way. This guy, Annihilate EX. And we are in the middle of Doom Ape Week. This week we have an Annihilate deck. I absolutely love this deck. I highly recommend checking it out if you haven't already. It is so much fun. But, this way, this guy could completely change the strategy. I'm not so much going to be talking about the strategy behind Annihilate EX. I'm more looking at how Pokemon V played in the Pokemon TCG compared to Pokemon EX and what Pokemon EX really give us, right? So, let's see. Best way to explain myself here is to talk about the process of evolving. Pokemon V came in the basic Pokemon V, and then there were two evolution choices. Pokemon V Max, which were around for the first 2 years. They were also around during the third year, but less prominent because in the third year there were Pokemon V Star. And so there weren't a lot of Pokemon V released, which led to not a lot of Pokemon V Maxes and V Star, which also led to a severe lack of multiple copies of the same Pokemon being printed in the VMAX, V-Star area, which severely limited strategy, in my opinion. What am I talking about? Here, let's jump into Pokemon TCG. And in this new deck, I'm going to bring that to blank. In this new deck that I am in, just to look at, we have what we see as Gardevoir, Gallade, Ralts, Curlia, that whole evolution line, right? And I think this line will show my point the most. Although, it kind of mixed up things since when I built it, but that's fine, that's fine. So, if we want to play a Gardevoir deck, these are all the choices we have to make. We have 4 Ralts to choose from, 4 Curlia to choose from, 3 Gardevoir to choose from, and 2 Gallades to choose from. Each one with their own strategy, each one with their own benefits, and fallbacks, right? So let's just look at the Ralts. We've got this one, Teleporting Burst, 10 damage, switch with one of your bench Pokemon. So like a hit and run type thing. Or if you're playing some other Pokemon, say Klefki, you can at least do 10 damage, switch to the bench, get that Klefki into the active with its ability affecting your opponent, and you're still able to hold on to your basic evolving Pokemon, right? Pretty good strategy there. Not bad. We have this Ralts here with Memory Skip, 10 damage, but you choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks. During your opponent's next turn, that Pokemon can't use that attack. And there's plenty of Pokemon with just one attack, so this could stop them in their tracks and really make it difficult for your opponent to deal with, buying you that valuable time to set up your own strategy to try to come back from that situation. Let's see, we've got the Confuse Ray Ralts. I love Confusion. Everyone that follows this channel probably knows that. My favorite status condition is Confusion, and this one confuses your opponent's active Pokemon. Fantastic, right? Does have 60 HP, that's a drawback. Then we have this new Ralts from Scarlet and Violet, 70 HP, 30 damage for 2 energy. Not bad, right? So we have an abundance of choice there. And then the strategy gets a little bit more in depth when you start looking at Curlias, right? So Curlia from Scarlet and Violet, you've got a 32 energy, 30 damage kind of like the Worlds. But then you have Psychic, 60 plus this attack does 20 more for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. That's not a bad attack. It does cost 3, which is a little high, but that's not a bad attack. 60 plus 20, say, you know, your opponent has 2 energy, you're looking at 100 damage from this little stage 1 90 HP Pokemon. That's pretty good, especially when you start looking at Pokemon with like 4 energy, where you're doing 140, you know? Like, I hope I'm doing my math right. You know, so it can definitely be a decent attacker. But then we have this Kirlia with the refinement ability. Discard a card from your hand, draw 2 cards. Absolutely bonkers when it comes to consistency and setting up. This Kirlia, generally the one people choose. But we do have a very interesting Kirlia in this one. Mirage Step. Search your deck for up to 3 Kirlias, put them onto your bench, then shuffle your deck. You don't have to evolve from Ralts. You just use this attack and you get 3 Kirlias out. And those Kirlias could be any of the other ones we're talking about, right? So you could play one of this, plus 3 of the Refinement Kirlias. You Mirage Step, you put those 3 Refinement Kirlias on the bench. You've got 3 refinement abilities you're able to use on your next turn. That's pretty powerful stuff here. And the last Kirlia here, single energy, 30 damage. Switch this with one of your benched Pokemon. Again, that hit and run strategy, right? And if that wasn't enough strategic juices for you to see where I'm going with this, then we have Gardevoir. And we have 3 different Gardevoirs. First, we have the Refinement Gardevoir, because if Kirlia having the Refinement ability wasn't enough, you can have a Gardevoir with the Refinement ability. I don't think it works on PTCGL this way, but in the physical card game, I'm pretty sure the ruling comes down to you can use Refinement on Kirlia, then evolve it, and then use the Refinement on Gardevoir. That's double the Refinement from the same Pokemon source sort of thing. But still, a fantastic card, right? Then we have the Shining Arcana Gardevoir, the go-to for single prize Gardevoir choices. With the ability, you look at the top 2 cards, if any of them basic energy, you can attach them, and the Brainwave attack, where for 3 colorless energy, you do 60 plus 30 for each psychic energy attached. Obviously, those 3 colorless will be 3 psychic, and that will do a minimum of 150, plus you can, you know, make it even more ridiculous, and it's just a decent draw. Rather than having to discard 1 to draw 2, you can just draw 2 if you don't hit an energy, right? So, yeah, you got choice there. Then you have the Gardevoir EX Psychic Embrace ability, where you can attach psychic energy from your discard pile to your psychic Pokemon, dealing damage to them, but unlimited energy acceleration in a way, and not a bad attack of 3 energy, 190 damage. But that's not all! Holy cow. We have Gallade. We have 2 Gallades currently in the format that evolved from Kirlia. This fighting type Gallade, which really changes the way you can think about evolution, as there are different typings that you could have, and that could involve different matchups, and like just how crazy that could be. But with the Dynablade attack, 2 colorless, so that could be any type of energy. You do 60 for each of your opponent's Pokemon V in play. A lot of people are having a lot of Pokemon V in play, and that can really add up fast, especially against Arceus, who's weak to fighting. This Gallade's pretty awesome. And then, last but not least, we have this Stage 2 Gallade with the Buddy Catch ability, where once per turn, you can just search your deck for a supporter and add it to your hand. That's it. You just get whatever supporter you want. Insane. And the way that they all evolve from Ralts. Okay. Quick tangent. Not that this hasn't been a tangent. A tangent within a tangent. Quick tangent. This is why the rare candy stuff is so weird to me. Watch that video if you want, an explanation on why rare candy needs to be reworded, or we need to figure out another way to make rare candy work. But all these different evolutions, back to the current tangent, all these different evolutions coming from Ralts. So you add Ralts into your deck, and you have all these different options That is insane. That is what EX Pokemon bring to the table, is the fact that Ralts can evolve into Kirlia, and Ralts can have a strategy, Kirlia can have a strategy, then Gardevoir can have a strategy, and even Gallade can have a strategy. And all these strategies can intermingle, and you can create a deck from it to just be the best possible deck that there can be. So, that is what EX bring to the table, is choice in evolution lines. In the Doom Ape deck that I'm currently playing this week, we've got Annihilate in there. But what if... There we go. What if we could add... Hey, I got it right that time. Annihilate EX to that deck. That offers new strategy. That offers an alternative evolution that might be able to get us a particular advantage. I mean, don't get me wrong, that angry grudge attack looks bonkers. But this card adds way more choice to what we're currently offered. And it makes deck building that much more exciting, right? Let's take a quick example of Pokemon V, right? And sadly, on PTCGL, I could not figure out a way to just look at all Pokemon V. Like, as in Pokemon V, V-Star, and V-Max. There were ways to look at just Pokemon V, and there were ways to look at Pokemon V-Star and V-Max, but not with the V. So it's, like, very confusing. But, let's see. I think Zeraora and Deoxys would be the best examples here. Oh, jeez. How do I spell Deoxys? Deox. There we go. Oh, and I need to obviously hit all there. So, Deoxys V. It's one card, right? There's no other Deoxys V. Okay. We have a Deoxys V Max and a Deoxys V Star. Those are the two strategies. That's all you've got, is the Deoxys V, the V Max, and the V Star. And you know what? This is one of the lucky ones. Most Pokemon V only have a single evolution to them. Most Pokemon V only have a V Max or a V Star. Very few Pokemon V have multiple evolutions. I think Leafeon's another good choice. It's actually probably a better choice. Leafeon. And it's a grass-type Pokemon, so that's even better. But we have Leafeon V that can evolve into Leafeon V Star or V Max. Pretty good. Pretty good. So you have that choice in evolution. However, V Max, it's currently seeing play. Mew. Let's look at Mew V Max, right? Mew has a Mew V and a Mew V Max. That's it. That's your strategy. You don't have options. All you have is the V and the V Max. You could look at the Mewtwo right there, but I'm going to jump to Lugia. Lugia has the Lugia V and the Lugia V-Star. There are no other options. Your strategy is so straightforward with that. And I think that's where Pokemon EX shine compared to Pokemon V. It's the same thing when GXs were being phased out and Tag Team and Pokemon V were being introduced. You lost something in the strategy there of being able to pick and choose evolution lines, being able to pick and choose which attacks are going to fit best, what abilities are going to fit best, and what deck you're building. You could have that Kirlia to get other Kirlias out. You could have the Kirlia with Refinement. You could have the Kirlia with a pretty decent 3 energy attack. I mean, 3 energy is high, but it's 90 HP, it's not surviving long. Accelerate that with the freaking Gardevoir, and maybe you've got something, I don't know. Just, there are options there. Where building a Lugia V-Star deck is very straightforward. Sure, the support Pokemon and what cards you pick, that will change your strategy. But if you're going into building a Lugia V-Star deck, you're building Lugia V, you are building Lugia V-Star. If you're going in to build a Gardevoir EX deck, hoo boy! You got options. And that's where this video is kind of supposed to be at. Lugia V, or not Lugia, Pokemon V versus Pokemon EX. Pokemon EX brings so much strategy, so much deck building options, so many things that you may not realize at first glance. Pokemon EX just bring it so much better. So many more deck building options. But I want to know your opinion with Pokemon EX being the new thing in the Pokemon TCG, which again, they're kind of an old thing brought back, but ignore that for a second. Just like Pokemon V, we're kind of Pokemon like Big E, Big X, like, just ignore that for a second. Pokemon EX are the new thing in the TCG. And the Pokemon V are kind of being phased out. Next year, we'll lose a lot of Pokemon V. The year after that, we'll lose all Pokemon V Star and V and everything. You know, we've got a year and a half left with Pokemon V. What do you think is better for the game? What do you think is the more interesting choice? What are you more excited to build a deck around? The Lugia V with the straightforward strategy? This is a leading question. This is me leading you guys to the correct answer, but I don't want to lead you. I'm sorry. What do you think is better? Let me know down in the comments. Do you like the straightforwardness of Pokemon V, where there's limited options, so you kind of know what's good, and you don't have to like test as much? Or do you like the options that Pokemon EX are bringing, where you have Stage 2 EX Pokemon that have really awesome things, and you've got to plan out the whole evolution on how you get to that point? Are you a fan of that? I really want to know. Let me know down in the comments. I'll probably even in the community page, I'll probably schedule something to go out when the video goes out. Do you like Pokemon V more, or do you like Pokemon EX more? Let me know in the comments. Go answer that poll, and just think about the stuff that I've presented here, about how awesome this Gardevoir is. And to be fair, not every EX has the breadth of options of Gardevoir. I definitely went for the most amount of options I could with the Gardevoir Gallade line, rather than going with the, I don't know, the, what's another one? Another EX Pokemon. Here, let's just quickly look at all EXs. Why not, right? Pokemon EX. There we go. Like, Toxicroak has a few options. Arcanine, I don't think has many options. There's other things like Cyclizar, which is a big basic. Great Tusk, which is a big basic. Iron Treads, which is a big basic. Oinkologne has no other options currently. I think there is a single prize option, but really, it's Oinkologne EX, and so my whole point is that EXs, with time, with more evolution options for these Pokemon, they're just going to get better because there's more unique strategies you can have. Where with Pokemon V, the strategy's kind of baked in because that's all you needed was the V and then the evolution. And that was the whole deck, right? I hope that makes any sense. Maybe I'm just, maybe I've just gone crazy and you guys are viewing this in real time. Well, I pre-record, so almost real time. Oh man, I'm making myself laugh too often. I hope you guys are enjoying this. If you are, press that like button. Subscribe to the channel so you can see me lose my mind a little bit more every video. And join the Discord so we can talk in real time and you can experience me losing my mind in real time, because that's where it's happening, right? Discord, that's where everyone is. All the, Gen Zers are talking about. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. And, of course, until next time, keep playing Jank.